Yeah, thank you for this talk. I think, as always, whenever I listen to you, um, I always feel that deep down that I'm totally free.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that I'm totally free. I mean, I can see that. I mean, I can see how at this moment how the mind can almost play tricks, almost like alarm bells or exclamation marks, and almost the trick into entrapping me into the program, so to speak, the the robotic responses of being human. It's just a silly question. Yeah, it's just a silly question because um, I was just thinking, even though it's not really my will, but if one was to become free, does I'm hoping that has an effect on everything else. I just say that because there's a lot of suffering in in the world, but it would be nice to know that by if something was to happen in this place, it has a radical effect on everything else. I only just say that because I'm very fortunate. I don't really have anything to in terms of difficulties or problems. I've got nothing really to talk about, but I am aware that some of the suffering is so intense it can't even be imagined. So it would be nice to think, if by to the degree that um, I was able to become free in myself, that has some kind of healing effect on everything.
Like most things in life, Schumann, there's like two contradictory answers that maybe seemingly don't meet, but I feel like for you, they most probably will meet. That there's not holding on to having to be one thing. So from the perspective of beingness, the world disappears. Like, so when there's a going back into what you are, the world disappears and there aren't other suffering. There is a live presence. And the other suffering is when the character comes up and has empathy or imagines. It doesn't mean that the character doesn't come up, but in pure beingness, there is no world and there is no suffering. When the character comes up and interprets suffering and has empathy of suffering for the others, then there is the world that's suffering. And in terms of it helping the world, if we imagine a world and we imagine others suffering and we imagine that there are other bodies here, then we could go into the story, which isn't really the truth of the experience because no words can really be the truth of the experience. But it seems like when you become a whole for this, I don't know what you say, but when there is a movement back to what you are rather than the illusion of what you are, then that is infectious to the people that are around you. And that is the change that happens in society. I'll ask to unmute you, please. So if you imagine if 50% of humans woke up, if there were 50%, because in beingness right now, there aren't 50%, but if we imagine 50% and 50% wake up, then it will be like a massive domino effect of the other 50%. I should think. I don't know, ultimately, it's all words. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Um, it was yeah, it was perfect what you said, because words, they don't really, they're inadequate.
Yeah,
um, and I hope this makes sense. Um, in the sense that I was able to receive what you say. It makes sense. I hope I don't sound contradictory, because there's some bits to my mind. It didn't make sense, but I feel like I understood somewhere. It
yeah,
went in. I understood what you were saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you. Nice to speak with you.
Thank you.